Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us his truth, and much peace and blessings to the elect of Israel. I just want to do a topic on how salvation is only for Israel, and Israel only. You Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and you Native Americans. The Lord chose you to be special above all these other nations that are on the earth right now. We're the children of light. The word Israel in ancient Hebrew translates into Yasher Allah, which means Prince of the Power. Okay? And we all know that Jacob's name was changed to Israel. Jacob. Okay? So let me first get John 3 verse 16, because a lot of people got this so confused. Okay? John chapter 3 and verse 16. A lot of people always bring this out and they say it means what it means. For Yahweh so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Now when people read that, they just stop. They say, oh, God loves everyone, and he sent Jesus, which that's not his real name. His real name is Yahweh Shai. That's his real name. People say, oh, Jesus came for everybody, and they always read John 3:16, but they don't want to read John 3:17, nor bring out precepts, because they have no knowledge of the Bible. So let me read verse 17. For Yahweh sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. Who is that world? That world got to be speaking about a Pacific people. Okay, it's not talking about the whole earth, everybody that's walking around on earth. It's talking about a group of people. That the world through him might be saved. Who did the Lord come for? The Lord only came for the children of Israel. Alright. Let me go to Isaiah 42. It's like 45 and 17. Can't really see. I'm not wearing my glasses. Salakia. Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Ye should not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. If you go back to John 3 and 17, it tells you that the world through him might be saved. That world is talking about Israel. Only the nation of Israel has salvation. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and you Native Americans. These other nations, these other heathen nations, they don't have salvation. The Lord is not dealing with them. Alright? He's only dealing with the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. The real people of the Bible. We're not black. We're not Mexican. You know, we're not all the things that the so-called white man told us who we are. We're not. Don't believe the man that put you on slave ships. Don't believe the man that tortured the shit out of you in slavery. See, our people forgot about slavery. And they want to hold hands with the so-called white man. Okay, this is the book of Jeremiah chapter 14 and verse 2. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. And they are black unto the ground. How did the Lord make man? They're black onto the ground. If you look at dirt, what color is dirt? Dirt is brown. different shades of brown. Okay, let me go to Genesis chapter 2 and 1. 2 and 7. Salaki. Book of Genesis chapter 2 and verse 7. And the Lord Yahweh formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils and the breath of life. Salakia. And breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. So the Lord formed man from the dust of the ground. That's talking about from the dirt. Okay? The dust meaning the dirt. If you go outside, dig a hole, what color is the dirt? Different shades of brown. It's brown. If you pour water on it, it gets darker. It turns into mud. So that's what the scriptures are talking about. And if you look at so-called Negroes, if you look at their skin, people that got melanin, how can I pronounce that word? People that has color, melanin. Okay? That's what they're talking about. That man came from the dust of the earth. So Adam was a so-called black man. He was an Israelite. So was Eve. All right. Let me go to Amos chapter 3. And I believe 2. I think it's 2. Salaki. Trying to make a video before I go to work. Amos 3 and 2. You only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for your iniquities. So the Lord only deals with us, the Israelites. Out of all the other nations that he made, he's only dealing with one nation of people. Let me get 2nd Ezra 2 and 2nd Ezra 6. This is just a quick video to condemn that doctrine that everybody's been told, that the Lord is going to save everyone and that salvation is for everyone, but salvation is only for Israel, the Israelites. Okay, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. Okay, so we all come from Adam. Everybody that's like everyone that's on earth, we all come from the seed of Adam. But it says, let me go back to it. It says, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. So the Lord chose a nation. So the Lord chose a nation of people out of all the families that come from Adam. All right. Verse 45. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. So the Lord was made, Salakia. So the world was made for the elect's sake. That's made for the world. That's made for the chosen's sake. Okay, the world is made for the chosen's sake. The 144,000 elect. Verse 46. As for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said they are nothing but be like unto spittle. So the other people, meaning these other nations, that's not of the nation of Israel. The Lord said they're nothing, but like on the spit. If you see spit on a sidewalk, what do? You step over it. You don't want to step on it because you don't want the germs to be on the bottom of your shoe. You step over that nasty spit. and you walk away. You don't turn back to the spit. You just leave it there. It's nothing. So that's how the Lord sees these other nations. These other nations being the so-called white man, so-called Chinese people, all the other nations that's not of the nation of Israel. Okay? I'm about to read that again. As for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said they are nothing, but belong unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. Okay, so the Lord does not deal with these other nations. They're nothing. And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which are the other people, these heathen which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. So these heathens, they rule over us. They rule over the nation of Israel. Because the curses in Deuteronomy 28 goes into how we will serve our enemies because we disobey the laws, statutes, and the commandments of the Lord. Our forefathers broke the commandments of the Lord after Moses had delivered them from Egypt, but they still wanted to do wickedly, and they actually wanted to go back to Egypt. So the Lord put them in slavery. He brought them back to Egypt. He didn't bring them to the actual land of Egypt. He brought them back to a spiritual Egypt. That word Egypt means slavery. So the Lord brought them back into slavery, which is here now in America. We're still in slavery to this day. Verse 58, but we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? Okay, so we're not ruling right now. The heathen's ruling. The so-called white man is in rulership. He's in power. We're not. Okay? The chosen people, we're not in power right now. We don't have control of the earth right now. The so-called white man does. That's why the earth is so polluted. Alright? That's why the whole earth is polluted. So-called white man spreading chemtrails, burning fucking forest fires, even though that's of the Lord. You know, like the Lord controls all these things. But the Lord uses the so-called white man to do wickedness, okay? He uses them on the left-hand side. He used the so-called white man to punish us in slavery. But Esau overdid it with slavery. Okay? Because Esau has a perpetual hatred towards Jacob because Esau himself sold his birthright onto Jacob. Because Esau, the so-called white man, sold his birthright onto Jacob for some red pottage, meaning some uncooked meat. Okay? So he sold his birthright to Jacob, Israel, and Jacob got the blessing. The birthright was it was basically something that the firstborn child receives in order to get the blessing from the father. But Esau said, fuck the birthright, I'm gonna give it to Jacob. So Jacob, Israel, end up getting the blessing. You Israelites. Now Esau, Edom, the Edomites, so-called white people, they hate us because of that. Okay, let me get Job 9 in verse 24. They wouldn't teach you this in churches. In churches, they'll just be standing around, playing music, saying motivational things to make people all hyped up. The speaker will be speaking, but will have strings and music playing in the background to heat up the moment, to have people get goosebumps and they're like, yes, amen, or some bullshit like that. But they don't really teach you the Bible. They don't go deep into it like the elders of Great Millstone do. They taught us this. They taught us the elders of Great Millstone taught us the scriptures. No one else. Okay. So this is Job chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, wherein who is he? So the so-called white man has the earth. And he covered the faces of the judges thereof, meaning he whitewashed the true judges of the world, which are the images of the, like the holy images. He painted himself as white Jesus. He said that God is white, the Israelites are white. All right, that's what the so-called white man did. Okay. Now I'm about to end it with this. Trying not to make this video too long, because I made a 20-minute long video and it took a long time to upload to YouTube for some reason. I got a new phone and whatever. This is the iPhone XR. I don't like it because I got that 5G shit, and I always turn that off. I always turn off the cell. I don't even know what the fuck it's called, but the little cellular thing. I always turn that off because I don't like being connected to the 5G. I don't even think they even asked for it. I think because this is the iPhone XR, it just automatically connects to 5G, or that might be just not T-Mobile, but AT&T plan or something like that. I'm not sure, but I'm connected to 5G and I hate it. Okay, so this is Romans chapter 9 and verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. So the Lord loves Jacob and hates Esau. Jacob, the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But Esau have I hated, you so-called white people. It is what it is. Verse 14, what shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with Yahweh? Yahweh forbid. So the Most High is righteous in all his ways. Okay? He hates them with a perfect hatred. Verse 15, and he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So the Lord can have mercy on whoever the fuck he wants to have mercy on. Okay? Now I'm going to close out with that. Hopefully this was edifying. I don't want this video to be too long, So giving all praises to Yahweh Bashim Abishai. Shalom.